Hello, ladies. Welcome to another episode of the Healthy, Happy Autoimmune Rehab Podcast with Anna Laura Brown, a certified holistic health coach through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. In today's episode, I have something that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to be sharing with you all about the benefits of frankincense essential oil. And some of these are things that you may have heard of before, and some of these are probably things you haven't heard of before. But before we get started, I want to make sure, and I need to provide a little bit of a disclaimer with this episode. And that is that with all things related to your health care, with things like especially essential oils, that kind of thing, you want to make sure that you do your due diligence, that you do good research, and that you make sure that you don't attempt to use essential oils as a cover up for serious things, and that if you have any kind of a health issue, that you are also working with a doctor at the same time, and that you are not just trying to use these, like I said, to cover up, or expecting them to be a magic cure or to provide over the top absurd solutions for things. In other words, you get the quality health care that you need, and you don't just rely on essential oils. And um that said, you also want to be really careful that when you do use essential oils, that you use quality medicine grade essential oils. And frankincense is one of those essential oils that is more expensive, and it should be. If you are finding cheap frankincense essential oil, it's not really frankincense essential oil. So this is one of those ones you really want to do your homework on whatever brand you're using, and make sure that the oil and the frankincense that you're using is of high quality, because if it's of poor quality, then a lot of the frankincense essential oil benefits that we're going to be talking about won't be there, and you just won't get those benefits out of that essential oil. So that said, this podcast is sponsored by doTERRA Essential Oils. This is the only brand of essential oils that I use and personally trust. And if you want to know why, you can reach out and ask me, and I'd be more than happy to share that with you. You can check out my website to learn more. That will also be linked at discoveroilsnow.com. And with no further ado, let's get busy here, talking about frankincense essential oil. Although actually I do want to, sorry about some of the caveats and things here, want to add one more thing, in the sense that you will find online and in books that frankincense essential oil, when we talked about in the context of being able to supposedly cure or heal some things that may seem really out there and really amazing and incredible, I will not be talking about those on this podcast, partly for FDA reasons, for legal reasons, and for a variety of other reasons. We won't be mentioning those. And if you do come across some of that research and some of that information, like I said previously, you will want to be really careful that you aren't just relying on frankincense, and that you are involving other methods of healthcare as well along with that. Okay, so now let's really get started. So the first benefit for frankincense is it can have a really strong impact on your brain health. So what does that mean? Well, a lot of us, when we're born and then when we're younger, we have really strong, good brains. We have really good memories, all kinds of things like that, and really good, healthy brains. But as we age, that starts to change a little bit. So frankincense has the benefit of being able to help with really good, strong brain health and having a good, strong, functioning brain, which I don't know about you, but I would rather lose some of my physical capabilities before I lost my brain or my mind and didn't have clear thinking and that kind of thing. So frankincense can help with that. Okay, number two, along with that, and this is somewhat related, frankincense can help assist with head tension. So you know how sometimes you wake up in the morning maybe and you've got a little bit of a something here on the back of the neck or the front of the head, and you're just thinking, okay, I need to try to see if I can kick this in the butt before it becomes something severe. You can just take a couple drops of frankincense and rub it on the affected area, and that can really help to improve that head tension and that head stress. Okay, number three is skin. And this is one of the more common benefits and uses of frankincense essential oil. In fact, this is one of the things that there's been a lot of research on, and something this usage of using frankincense essential oil in skin is probably not something that is new to you. In fact, there actually are a lot of skincare products on the market that have added in frankincense essential oil. Typically, it's only like a drop or two into a really large bottle, but to help with those skin benefits. So, if you have any kind of, skin imperfection, that kind of thing, you can try adding a little bit of frankincense to the spot to help with that. And then number four, which is again also a little bit related to the skin as well, is with anti-aging. So frankincense is called by some the king of essential oils, which is a really appropriate name given all the different versatile benefits and things that frankincense offers. But it also is considered the fountain of youth by some people because it can actually help with improving things like some of your wrinkles, some of the fine marks, aging spots, things like that you get on your skin as you get older. And so, if you'd like to help improve your youthfulness and your youthful look, you can check out frankincense essential oil. Okay, then number five, which is somewhat related to number two, where we were talking about head tension, is muscle tension. So, it's not just good for tension in your head, but tension in any other muscle that you have. So I find, sometimes I am fortunate enough that, well, I used to have severe chronic knee pain after that I've had surgery, and then I had a plasma blood shots, and I'm probably going to be doing stem cells down the road, but for the most part my knees don't really have that much pain anymore, but I do still get a little bit of like that tension and that little bit of that pull where I'm like, ooh, that didn't feel the greatest. I find that frankincense is one of the essential oils that can help assist in that. And same thing, with anywhere else on your body where you've got just a little bit of that tension, you can apply a little bit of frankincense and get some relief. The number six is breast health. So obviously, I'm assuming that the majority of you listening to this podcast are women. This doesn't mean that men can't necessarily benefit, but what do I mean by breast health? Well, one of the ways in which I have used frankincense to help improve my breast health is I am still of the age where I haven't got through menopause yet. I have, so I still have my menstrual cycle, and I don't know about you, but sometimes, during the menstrual cycle, my breasts will get a little bit, tension, get a little bit swelling, if you will. And I have found that sometimes rubbing a little bit of frankincense on there can help reduce and ease that little bit of that swelling and help me have a little bit stronger, healthier breasts, that kind of thing. So frankincense can be really good for that. Number seven, frankincense is a really good essential oil that you can diffuse during meditations and or yoga. So this can be, just a really good one. And frankincense is also known as being a really good essential oil when it comes to like the spiritual realm and connecting with your higher power, that kind of thing. So that's another reason that diffusing frankincense essential oil can be really good. Okay, number eight is for immune support. So there are a lot of essential oils out there that you can use for immune support. Frankincense is considered to be one of the kings when it comes to that because it can have a really strong and powerful impact on your immune system. And one of the ways that I have been told that using frankincense essential oil to help your immune system can be really good is to just take a drop or two and then just stick it underneath your tongue. And I've heard some people say that they like to do that at least every morning and sometimes morning and night. And obviously, this is a usage that goes back to, again, making sure that you have a higher quality frankincense essential oil. And one of the ways that you can tell on this is that you should be able to use it in minor amounts internally. In other words, you should be able to put a drop or two in water or cook with it, or I probably wouldn't cook with frankincense essential oil, but, put it directly under your tongue or mix it with some other essential oils and take it in a capsule, that kind of thing. You should be able to do that with the brand of frankincense essential oil that you're using. And if you can't, then you really should question the purity and quality of that brand of frankincense. That's just, it is one of those ones that you should be able to do that with. Okay, so that's immune support. And who doesn't need that these days? Okay, the number 9 is thyroid support. So, obviously you guys know my story that I have Hashimoto's that I am working on putting into remission and feel like it's pretty much in remission for the most part. Most days I feel really, really good. And while frankincense is obviously, like I stated before, not a cure for anything, and it's not going to, fix my thyroid levels or anything like that, I have found that taking a couple drops and just kind of applying to the thyroid level sometimes will help me get a little added boost of energy or help me get a little bit out of that funk that I sometimes end up in. This is one of those times when I find that it can be really beneficial to have like some kind of fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil or olive oil, some kind of a diluted oil and put it in there and then just, like I said, reapply it to like your thyroid and neck area and that can really help. I've just noticed that I've seen some different kinds of benefits by doing that. Okay, number 10, frankincense is a really good essential oil that you can mix with peppermint to help calm your nerves. So what do I mean by that? So basically, you would just take a couple drops of peppermint and frankincense and mix them together, and then just kind of rub them on your wrist area, on your hands, that kind of thing, and it can really help give you some soothing and calming effect to your nerves like you're feeling having a little bit of stress, that kind of thing. Okay. And then number 11, you can use it as an alternative to incense. So this goes back again with number 7 with diffusing. So incense, a lot of people really enjoy the feeling and the atmosphere of incense, but the problem is that it's a fire, it can be a fire hazard. You may not want to have that around, and so, using frankincense instead can be a good alternative. And then number 12 is using it as a natural skincare. So I mentioned already the benefits of frankincense essential oil for skin and for anti-aging, and the fact that a lot of companies add frankincense to skincare, where you can also make some of your own natural skincare products with frankincense, and that can actually be really, really good and beneficial and make you smell really good as well. The number 13 goes back a little bit to what we were talking about earlier. Number 1 with brain health is memory function. So frankincense can be used to help enhance your memory. It can help improve your recall, that kind of thing. And whether that's diffusing it, putting a little bit like on your head or around your neck, that kind of thing, or just putting a little bit on a cotton ball, just taking a few minutes to smell it and sigh, just breathe in that amazing smell of that frankincense essential oil. Okay, the number 14, frankincense can be used to help you stress less. So, a lot of us have a lot of stress these days, and frankincense has been proven that it can help with reducing the amount of stress in your life and helping you calm down. Okay, number 15, cellular function and healthy cells. So what exactly does that mean? Well, the reality is that a lot of us have, go with good cells, bad cells, and if you eat the standard American diet, if you eat a lot of sugar, processed foods, that kind of thing, which hopefully if you're listening to this podcast, you don't anymore, or you are at least making an effort to change that, and then, maybe you don't have as big of a deal with that, but a lot of us end up with something what's called free radicals, which is where you have cells that are a little bit damaged because a lot of times due to lifestyle, and frankincense can help to repair some of those damaged cells and help us to have active, good, healthy cells. Okay, number 16 is help with anxious feelings. So, you start feeling a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous, a little bit stressed. Frankincense can be a really good tool in your toolbox to help calm those down. Number 17, it would be inflammation. So inflammation is obviously the root cause. Well, maybe not obviously, a lot of us don't realize it, but frankincense is at the root cause of a lot of diseases and illnesses that a lot of us encounter these days, and we can use frankincense to help reduce the overall inflammation that we have in our body and therefore help us feel better. Okay, the number 18, respiratory support. Now, this was an interesting one that I came across when I was looking at one of the books that I have at home on the uses of frankincense essential oil. And personally, I like to use a lot of, like mints like peppermint and eucalyptus and things like that for respiratory support. But it also mentioned frankincense as well. So I thought that was interesting, if you're feeling like you're in need of a little bit of that respiratory support, seasonal threat type, that kind of thing, could try frankincense or maybe even consider combining frankincense with the mint like peppermint, spearmint, eucalyptus, that kind of thing, and just see what kind of benefits you experience. The number 19 is related a little bit to the whole idea of stressing less or helping with anxious feelings, is help to improve your mood. So, you can smell that frankincense and it can help to overall improve your mood. And the number 20 is that frankincense has like a spiritual and a Bible history to it. So the usage of frankincense is very common in the Bible and biblical times. And frankincense in general still really comes from a lot of that region. So it comes from like Oman and some of the other surrounding countries is where frankincense is natively grown. And in case you weren't aware, frankincense is actually comes from a resin that they get off trees, and then they have to tap the resin from the trees to be able to get frankincense. And that's one of the reasons that it's more expensive, is because the process of obtaining it and getting frankincense essential oil is pretty labor intensive. And so it's an expensive essential oil to obtain. So anyhow, I hope that you found this list helpful. I'm going to run quickly through the list again one more time for you. And like I said, if you have any questions about frankincense or any other essential oil for that matter, you'll find the link in the show notes to reach out to me. Let's do a conversation about it. Let's have a chat about how essential oils can benefit your overall health. So number 1, brain health. Number 2, head tension. Number 3, skin. Number 4, anti-aging. Number 5, muscle tension. Number 6, breast health. Number 7, diffuse and meditate. Number 8, immune support. Number 9, thyroid support. Number 10, mix with peppermint to help calm nerves. Number 11, uses an alternative to incense. Number 12, natural skincare. Number 13, memory function. Number 14, stress less. Number 15, cellular function, healthy cells. Number 16, anxious feelings. Number 17, inflammation. Number 18, respiratory support. Number 19, improved mood. And number 20, it has a spiritual and Bible history. So anyhow, hope you found some helpful tips and hints here. Take care, and I look forward to sharing with you soon on another episode of the Autoimmune Rehab Podcast.